Okay, I think this is working. I hope everybody can hear me. I did my presentation this way on the Google Slide, so I'm not sure if this is working. But anyways, I did the success tips for beginning educators. So lessons from my field that I've experienced and that I have learned, by Adriana DeSantos. Okay. So what this presentation covers is my field experience, insights, my 4 major success tips, theories that support these tips, classroom strategies, the technology tools that we used, and my final takeaways. So today I'm going to share my success tips for beginning educators based on my 2 field experiences that I did and what I've learned in educational physiology this semester. My goal is to help beginning teachers feel confident and prepared and supported, I guess you can say, as they enter their classroom. So tip 1 was that build relationships before anything else. I would say the key idea is that students learn best when they trust you. The strategies I used was daily greetings, 2-minute conversations, I guess about connecting with one another, the student and the teacher, getting to know you surveys, positive phone calls home, which I couldn't really do that. This is my first block, but I've heard, I guess my teacher give those positive phone calls for their students. But my first success tip is to build strong relationships in both my field experience, and I noticed that students respond better when teachers took time to, I guess, know them and know their personality. I'm not sure how to say this name, but not too sure. But this person reminds us that, I guess, that learning is social and students grow through positive interactions. When I saw my teachers greet their students, it was I guess by their name. So example, Susan, check on their feelings and show I guess a genuine interest. Behavior improved and it increased, I guess, positively. Beginning educators should remember that connections always come before content. My second tip was use clear. Oh, is it working? Okay. So this key idea, I guess, reduces anxiety and behavior problems. Skinner is a behavioral, I guess, connection theory. The strategies are model routine step by step, use positive reinforcement, provide visual schedules, practice transition early and often. And this second tip is to establish their routines in the classroom where expectations were unclear, students were off task and confused. Skinner's work shows that behavior improves with clear reinforcement and their expectations. During my field experience, the classroom that I had and I was in ran very smoothly and posted their routines outside the door, just reminders throughout the whole day. Beginning educators should never assume students just know. I'm with pre-K, so it's obviously a little different for them, and it's going to get a lot getting used to for the teachers of their routines of each day. The third tip, differentiate early and often. My key idea, I like to say, for an example, is one size never fits all. Gardner, he was the connection that I had with this, and he would say that students learn in different ways, and the strategies that I put was flexible seating, visual, hands-on opportunities, small group based on data, sentence starters for learners, and choice boards. These tools that, like I said earlier, the technology that we used is called Epic. It's for level, it's like a reading thing. And there's two more examples that I put, but this third tip is to differentiate instruction in both placements. I saw a huge difference in reading levels, attention spans, and I guess behavioral needs. The theory of Gardner of multiple intelligence helps us remember students learn in unique ways. Beginning educators should provide options. Not everyone learns from, I guess, the same method, as you can say. So my fourth tip was connect theory to practice, and this can be intentional. A good key idea was teaching is purposeful, not accidental. Those are my connections that I provided. Excuse me. My strategies were think alouds, modeling behavior, hands-on manipulatives, and I'll use my last tip. So this would be my last tip. So my last tip is to intentionally connect theory to practice, and the theorist said that, or reminds us that young leaders need experiences first, in the classroom and in the field experience. Teachers who modeled their thinking out loud and provided hands-on opportunities had students who were more engaged and more successful in the classroom. And the technology tools to support student success can make instruction more engaging. The tools that we used a lot were Nearpod, and I actually use those now still, which is a great source. Flip and Seesaw is very good. It allowed teachers in my placement to, provide visuals for the students and help the students express their understanding in different ways. The beginning educators should choose technology that supports, not replaces, good teaching. That's always been a very big thing of mine. What I learned from both field experiences was my overall field experience taught me that teaching is not just about delivering content. It's about building relationships, and that's why I think I really enjoy being around, in that kind of department, if you want to say. But the building and relationships with the students and understand the students' needs. Using theory to guide decisions, and staying flexible. Every classroom is different, and every student brings something unique, which I really enjoy viewing that of different students. Each student is very different in their own ways, which I just love. When teachers respond to this, you have to be very patient, and it helps, the teachers make it possible for everyone to understand that also. Not even just the teacher understanding that, but each student, one another, among themselves. So my final thoughts for beginning educators or teachers is teaching is challenging, but it's also incredibly meaningful. If beginning educators focus on relationships, consistency, and intentional practice, they will set themselves and their students up for success. I encourage you to try these tips, learn from their own experiences, and keep growing every day. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope this helped y'all. The next slide is my references that I use throughout the whole presentation, and I believe that is it. Thank you guys.